Secretly behind the scenes, woke media is being disassembled, deconstructed, and stripped bare. People being fired, pink slips everywhere. But the media is defenseless. They cannot criticize the man who is stripping away every bit of their power. And why? Well, because he's a guy you probably don't know, but we do. We'll reveal him to you. And once you see who it is, you'll understand they have nothing they can do against him. What a BEA beautiful day, ladies and gentlemen. It is a pleasure to be joined together as we keep you ahead of the culture curve, a PhD level of understanding into what's really going on in Hollywood and beyond, and not a single cent required. No tuition for folks. You're on scholarship today. Click that like button and let's get underway. The woke media is being disassembled, deconstructed, and the media has no idea how to attack the man who's behind it. It's an exclusive. We'll tell you what's really going on. The Hollywood Reporter is reporting on parts of it, but we will connect all the dots. Eric Hayden is here, BuzzFeed, HuffPost, and Tasty to lay off 180 staffers. But pay attention to BuzzFeed. The move marks a major restructuring at the Byron Allen-controlled media company. Interesting. Well, who is this man? In the first major restructuring move of Byron Allen's ownership tenure, BuzzFeed is set for a significant round of layoffs, with some 180 staffers to be given pink slips company-wide, the Hollywood Reporter has learned. BuzzFeed, which you all know is crazy ultra way out there left, across all of its units had approximately 510 employees prior to the cuts. The company said it expects to see $29 million to $32 million in annualized savings from the move to cut staff. It said in a filing with the SEC Commission on Monday. The layoffs amount to a 35% reduction in staff for the media brand that owns HuffPost, Tasty, and BuzzFeed. Okay, well, that's interesting. Take a look. Deadline reporting. That's 35% of the staff, but look who's doing it. This is Byron Allen. Now, why would the media, let me think about this. Why would the media not, for the people listening, it's going to be really confusing. We'll explain in just a second. Why would the media not be able to attack this man as some sort of MAGA ogre who's trying to, send us back to the Stone Age? Because he's black. That's why they can't. But you know what? This guy is doing far more than just cutting at BuzzFeed. Going to the Daily Beast because they love it when we cover their stuff. Ebony Boykin Patterson is the author here because she loves it when we cover her stuff. CBS hands Colbert's replacement massive primetime gift. Well,
there it is.
Who is Colbert's replacement? Jonas, who is it?
So CBS, which was losing, I think, $40 million a year, or was it just $20 million a year?
40 to 60.
Colbert on the air. They sold that slot to Byron Allen instead of trying to replace it with another host. And so they're already making money immediately because they just sold that spot to Byron Allen and let him program it how he sees fit.
Stephen Colbert's time slot replacement is getting a major push in the form of a primetime special. He's getting a primetime special. CBS announced on Wednesday that Byron Allen, the billionaire who purchased the Late Show's airtime for his Comics Unleashed and Funny You Should Ask series, will get a 20th anniversary special for the former to air on September 29th. The comedy series, which Allen hosts and executive produces, features a rotating group of stand-up comedians who perform bits and swap stories. It began airing nightly in the Late Show's vacated 11:35 p.m. slot after the show was canceled in May. So the guy who made Stephen Colbert go away is the same guy who's slashing jobs at BuzzFeed, the same guy who is taking budgets out of the HuffPost, and they have no idea what to do, what to say, because Byron is black. And they are like a deer in headlights right now, culture. They don't know how to defend themselves. They are totally and utterly confused about what to do.
Well, he's a brilliant man. And I mean, he was one of the people that were out there trying to buy up one of the syndication groups, right?
Yep.
One of the station syndication groups. He's always kind of making moves in the background to try to maximize his brand and expand his empire. And they have a problem with that. This is a very successful man. You know, it only matters to them what his color is and why, you know, they don't want to be called hypocrites for attacking him. That's really all they're worried about, right? Is the optics of it all. But here, he saved CBS like $40 million a year, as you guys already commented on, by getting rid of that show and giving them money to put on his own shows. But you're talking about a show that had $100 million budget, plus they were paying $15 million a year to Colbert. They have a net profit coming in on a time slot where they were losing money. This is a big win for them and for him. On top of all of that, he is doing the probably the best work we've seen inside media organizations as we start to see this slow dismantlement of Ariana Huffington's Huffington Post or HuffPost, which is a complete garbage, or was a complete garbage organization. Consider how many times these little elements like Tasty and BuzzFeed and all of these have changed hands. And why they have. And it's because they don't make money. They lose money. And we're starting to see what the real consequences of poor digital media are as all of these outlets are starting to slowly disappear. And, largely Byron Allen is out there to make money. So what do you think he's going to do with these organizations after cutting staff? He's going to invest in what's profitable and cut the rest of what's not. And this is the kind of culling that needs to happen at all media organizations so they can become more trustworthy.
So, Nat, the other thing that's throwing them for a loop is the man who does not talk about politics. The closest he's ever come is he says that presidents are hired help for the time they're in office, but he doesn't ascribe to any political party. He doesn't believe in weighing in on politics. He avoids it completely. He's a businessman. And so, Nat, partly what they can't wrap their head around is he just took a $40 to $60 million loss for CBS and transformed it into a $15 million gain. That's a huge gulf. I mean, the swing there, it sounds like, well, he's just getting them $15 million. Oh, no. No. That's like, a $70 million switcheroo. And so what are they going to do with a guy who does not look like the kind of guy they can attack? They're being dismantled by a man that they don't think they can attack back, Nat. It's delicious. It's wonderful.
I think maybe that was the way to go. That's the game plan. And he's doing it perfectly and in a very silent, covert way where they really can't protest against it. And I do kind of fully agree with his president's comment. But also, I thought BuzzFeed had already gone belly up. And to see the name still out there is insane to me. But I mean, this might just be the way. And exactly the fact that he doesn't talk about politics, I think, makes it even more special, because I'm sure they would want him to just to do it for them and to do it for their causes, and to see businessmen, which they really don't like anyways, go do the things that businessmen should be doing, which is making more profit and money for the shareholders and themselves, is probably really getting up in their nerves. But right now, when we're seeing a rise in communism in certain sectors, it's good to see the pushback coming from someone they themselves have told themselves they can't really criticize.
Those are great points. Jonas, the danger for Byron Allen at this point, though, is that he's going to reach the level where they're not happy that he just took out Stephen Colbert. They're not happy that he's taking out BuzzFeed. He's going to get to the point. And so I want to ask you about this, because there was a man like him. We believe probably the most powerful black man in Hollywood was Kareem Daniels at Disney. Can you walk us through what happened to him when he dared become a centrist in Hollywood as a black man?
Right. For those of you out there who are not aware of Kareem Daniel, he was basically placed in charge of the entire entertainment division for Disney under Bob Chapek. And Bob Chapek was so gleeful because he couldn't be the one to fire Bob Chapek. When Bob Iger came in his first day, the first thing he did was fire Kareem Daniel, the most powerful black executive in Hollywood. And, it doesn't get talked about enough when we talk about the actions that Bob Iger has taken within that company, the constant bringing up of Black Panther as if no one wanted to see a Black Panther movie. It was a revolutionary idea to have a movie with a black action star, where the black action star does ninja moves and takes out people with gadgets. Never been tried before. But Bob Iger likes to take that victory lap. Kareem Daniel was an excellent example of someone they didn't have faith in because he was too aligned with the wrong side of things in the entertainment industry, that being the actual money-making side of the...
Fair to say, Jonas, he was the most powerful black man in Hollywood at the time of his exit?
Absolutely.
And who exited him, Jonas?
Bob Iger, 100% Bob Iger.
As the first thing that Bob Iger did returning to Disney, right? The very first thing, 6 a.m.
Right.
On Bob Iger's first day, Kareem Daniel was fired.
That's an early shower for Bob, too.
Oh, I think that was probably post-workout shower, but I'll just say it this way. This man at DMed, Kareem Daniels, controlled the purse strings for Disney. He not only was the most powerful person in media, he controlled the most money in media. Insane. And that's what they wanted him to do. That's why Chapek put him in that position, was to rein in the spending on all of these, propaganda, cultural experiences that Disney was investing in.
And not a single publication came out and said Disney just sacked the most powerful black man in Hollywood. There was not a single criticism. Why? Because he had dared step out of the political orthodoxy of Hollywood. So my question, as we wrap this up to the panel, everybody, Nat, you first though, please. Has Byron Allen entered that level yet where Hollywood decides he's got to go? We're going to do whatever it takes now. We don't care what his skin color is. We don't care what his ethnicity is. He's got to go.
I don't think so yet. And maybe if there's more, they can kind of use his rearranging and his actually trying to make a profit to continue to be at least mildly successful, because they don't want to do it themselves. So why not get the one person who can't be criticized? They themselves can't criticize him to do so. He's doing
the dirty work for them, for the execs who know this has got to go. That's what you're saying, Nat?
Yeah. That's
genius. I had not considered that. Yes, that definitely could be why they're not flying off in fury at him, is because he's got Teflon, right? He's got an ethnicity Teflon that they can't touch. And so it's like the other studio execs are saying, get him, go get him. We got to get these wokies out of here. They're killing us. Jonas, Culture, you agree, disagree? Which way you think it goes?
I'd like to see what the next thing that Byron Allen buys is, because Huffington Post, obviously Huffington Post, between BuzzFeed and Huffington Post was the more apparent political actor out there. BuzzFeed, it was a lot more subtle there, but HuffPost, which obviously started by Ariana Huffington, that being owned by Byron Allen, that's the interesting one to me. Hopefully they can not hopefully. The big hat trick there will be if he can make that brand relevant again, which I don't think is going to happen.
But Jonas, without BuzzFeed, you wouldn't have listicles.
You could probably get a couple on Geeks and Gamers or thatparkplace.com.
Okay, that's true. Actually, two great websites you should be bookmarked to and watching every single day for great coverage. But honestly, I wish, and I said this in the background, I wish that Byron Allen had completed his purchase from Paramount of BET, VH1, and all the other cable outlets. Because can you imagine, at the same time he's making an offer to get all these syndicated, one of these syndication groups for the affiliate networks, he's also trying to buy the defunct music channels from Paramount. What a glorious thing that would have been. But I am, as with what Jonas said, I am looking forward to see what he buys next, because it could be equally troublesome for certain parties.
We've reached the end yet again. But ladies and gentlemen, we've had fun today, have we not? And until the next time we get to do so yet again, be a friend to the channel. Click that like button. Share your thoughts in the dialogue down below. And if you're not yet subscribed, well, we need you right here on Team Pro. Until we meet again, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.